Welcome to Happy Wife, Happy Life. We are your hosts, Jordan Myrick
and Kendahl Landreth.
And we are two very unqualified,
but deeply in love comedians who are here to help you navigate all things relationships.
Today we are talking breakups.
And we have an incredibly special guest, Amber Rose. Okay, we're back and we're here with Amber Rose.
Hey. We're so excited to have you.
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Oh my God.
This is incredible. You're so famous. It's so exciting for us.
You're so cool.
It does. It feels like I got invited to a sleepover at the cool girl's house, and I'm like, oh, whoa,
Thanks,
like, and I'm also cool.
Yeah, we were not cool in high school. Well, you were pretty cool in high school.
I was like, I like to think that I was mysterious because I moved around a lot. So I was always new. So I was just kind of, people were kind of like, oh, who's that? But probably nobody thought anything about me. You were not cool though.
No, I was.
No?
So this is my cool kid sleepover. I was not cool. Well, I was cool in my circle. I was the president of the improv team. Okay, so
I can see
for
that.
the couple improvisers, I
Yeah.
was really cool, but
Yeah.
no one else.
And that's actually a perfect segue. You did no dating
No.
whatsoever until you were an adult, correct?
Yeah, until I was an adult. Until I
Wow.
was 8. My first kiss was at 18 years old.
Wow. I was the opposite.
Yeah, my first kiss was 12.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm in
yeah.
that same boat. I was out and about young.
Yeah, I cannot imagine, because Jordan will tell stories about their childhood and I was at a party and I was like hooking up and I'm like, how old were you? 13, 14? It's wild. When I was 13 or 14, I remember there was one party I went to where we played Spin the Bottle, but our parents were in the other room and it was Kiss on the Cheek edition.
You're a nerd.
And we were like
You're a
14.
nerd.
I mean,
I think it's different though, because you're from a city, you're from Philly.
Yeah.
I am from New Orleans and then I grew up in South Florida. Like, so I feel like when you're from a big city, things are just different.
I think so.
You know?
Yeah. I had a crush on this boy, Jeremy.
Oh.
He was like a little hot biracial boy. And it was like, you have a crush, and then he became like my boyfriend. And then everyone was like, well, he's not your boyfriend until you kiss him. So then we were like, we went behind like, I think it was like, at school they have like the big box electrical thing,
Yes.
I guess, like, on the field or whatever. And we went behind there, and it took like an hour because we're just like, no, I'm not ready. And then our friends like pushed us into each other, and that was my first kiss. I was actually really nerdy in elementary school. Then I became very popular in high school. But
what was the shift?
Puberty,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah.
But all of my friends were still the nerdy kids.
Sure.
But they didn't know because I was popular in high school.
Right.
So they would try to, pick on my friends and stuff like that. So I fought a lot in high school.
I love that.
That's
Yeah,
nice.
I remember my friend Sue. If you're watching this, Sue, I love you. This girl, she was like throwing French fries at her. And I beat the living shit out of this girl, Sheena.
Sheena,
I love that. I'm a firm believer in fighting.
Yeah, I beat the shit out of her. And I was like, don't fuck with my friend, bitch, ever
I love
again.
that.
Yeah.
Wow, I love that.
Wow.
I love Sue. She's the best. We're still in contact, still.
That's
Sue.
so sweet.
Yeah.
We're gonna get her on the pod.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sue.
We're gonna see what Sue's going on with.
That is so nice. Well, we're so excited to have you. On this podcast, we love to talk about relationships. We love to talk about love. Jordan and I have been dating for 3 years.
And we've solved it.
And we figured it out. We figured out
We did
how
it.
to nail it.
It's perfect.
It's absolutely perfect. So we were like, we gotta bestow our knowledge onto others. And I feel like you have so much knowledge as well.
I think I have some knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been around the block a few times.
Yes. Yeah.
Totally.
You've dated so much in the public eye.
Yes, I have.
Okay, so this is probably rude of me to say, but I've always had this like kind of thought that like, oh, maybe in a way it's like a little nice to date in the public eye, because when you break up, like when I break up with someone, I have to like see a million people for the next year who are like, how's Gina? And I have to like, we broke up. But when you're dating in the public eye, it's kind of like People Magazine tells everyone.
Kind of.
Is that how you think of it?
Not really. It's not like that.
Okay.
So it's basically they pull stories out of their asses.
Sure.
And put it on the internet. So most of it is not real.
Okay.
Most of the breakup is like, this is the reason why they broke up. That's not real. She said, he said this. That's not real.
Yeah.
a reliable source said
That's what I was going to say. It's always that.
Who is that? Is that just fully fake?
It's all bullshit.
Wow.
It's all complete bullshit. And then you just have to sit there and kind of just deal with it. The only good thing about it is that if you're a celebrity and you date another celebrity, they kind of understand that it's not necessarily you saying that.
Sure.
Like, they get the clickbait. So if you're a celebrity and you date, a normal person or a non-celeb, that can get kind of murky because they're like, why would you say this? Why did you put out that quote? Why, so it becomes difficult sometimes.
Yeah, because I always see if a celebrity couple breaks up, it'll be like a reliable source. And I'm always like, who would that be? It's like such specific information too. It'll be like, well, this happened.
It'll be like Joe Jonas wore a pair of shoes when he broke up with, or whatever, where you're like, what? Who even knows that? Like, who is the
reliable
source?
could literally be someone that walked by one day and saw them. It was like, looks like they were arguing when they weren't.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there is no legal definition of a reliable source, so that makes sense.
Well, we've always laughed about that because no one would ever, like, sometimes people notice us in public, but we're obviously not like would never be on a tabloid or anything.
Sure.
But we do laugh because like there was one time we went to the mall. This was like a couple
my
last year, and trying on clothes is terrible. Literally every time I go to the mall, I like leave crying. I'm like having a total mental breakdown. So you're outside of like an Old Navy and I'm like sobbing and just being like, I hate, there's no sizes that fit me and everything is terrible. And Jordan was like, wow, I really hope someone does not take a picture of us or like see us right now.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be like, Kendahl was so upset. And Jordan was just
standing there.
Yeah, and Jordan beat her up.
Yeah. Jordan spit on her.
Yeah, totally.
Absolutely. Wow. Okay, well, I'm ready to get into the questions. I think we have some good ones.
Oh, yeah, we have some good ones. I have to ask because of course we're stalking your YouTube channel recently because it's incredible. I love that most of the content so far is about Philly cheesesteak sandwiches.
Right. By accident.
No, I think that's good though.
It's good. I hope you continue. I was like, I love that it's just like Philly cheesesteak, best one in LA, how to make a Philly cheesesteak.
Right.
What is like what inspired you to make this shift into YouTube?
I feel like I've always been pretty introverted. And when I got kind of thrown in this celebrity world, I feel like a lot of people don't know me as a person. Yeah. I have like a persona and then there's like the real Amber.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I felt like I just turned 40. I feel like I just wanted to kind of just open up a little bit and get a little more personal.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to start off maybe like cooking because I do cook a lot, like for my kids. That's not going to be my whole channel.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, I just wanted to kind of start off with like other people and cooking together. So it gives me something to do while I'm talking. So it's not just, because I am a bit introverted. So yeah.
100%.
I just feel like it was time.
That makes me want to ask, does being introverted make dating hard for you?
Yes, only because my persona is not introverted.
Okay.
So someone can initially like me based off my persona, but then when they get to know me, they're like, wait, you don't drink. You don't do drugs.
Yeah.
You're not going to fuck me on the first night. You're not into crazy orgies and weird shit.
Yeah.
Not weird shit, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm just not. I'm very like a traditional type of girl. And it's almost shocking when I kind of meet people because they're like, okay, now I have to get to know this person. I thought I knew you through your social media or through the things I saw or who I thought you were.
Yeah.
So they have to get to know me as a person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I relate to that. I'm pretty introverted. And I think no one looks at me and thinks I'm a cool partier, but I do feel like I will go out and meet people and be very like loud or like very on is a better word to use. Just be very like talking to everybody, but I can only do that for like an hour and a half. And then I'm like, I have to go home.
Yeah, you have to recharge
tired.
by yourself. That's how I am. I have to recharge alone.
Yeah.
Like I don't recharge at a party. Like that's not my thing. That doesn't, I almost dread it.
Yes. Yeah. Well, and that's why partying is so hard because I have never really been a partier. But then I also am just like, it's so hard to be introverted and go to a party because even if I have fun for a little bit, it's like I'm stuck there, and then I have to get a ride home. I have to get an Uber home. I have to do all this, and everyone's like, "You're only here for an hour." It's so hard. It's so exhausting. I don't know how people do it, but you're an extrovert.
I am. I'm a hardcore extrovert, but I also like being alone. Like, it's fine. I think I'm just kind of.
But you amaze me. Like, Jordan's schedule will be like, okay, well, breakfast, I'm getting breakfast with this friend. I'm getting lunch with this friend. Then dinner, I'm gonna go out, and see a movie with these 3 people. And I literally have to be like, you'll be like, do you want to come? And I'm like, I do want to come. I have to pick one. I cannot see that many people.
No, I get that. Did you guys ever do your personality tests?
Yeah, I recently did, and I'm an INTJ. That personality test? You are too?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Amber.
Oh my God.
We're the
This
same.
is the breakup episode. Yeah. Kendall's going to break up with me for Amber.
Yes, I'm leaving you for Amber.
Damn.
Yes. Well, you're probably an E. I don't know. I don't even know what the other is.
INTJ. I think that's the architect, right?
Yes.
That's the architect? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm INTJ.
Wow.
We're only 0.8 of the population of women. Like,
wow.
We're the rarest personality.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think? What is like the
do you
defining?
usually wear like dark colors and like?
I do.
Yeah.
I do wear dark colors. Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay,
we're
I'm gonna have to look more into
we're
this.
We're future thinkers. We're
yeah. I feel like I'm very much a future thinker. Like I'm not often thinking about like right now. I'm always thinking about the future, not in a planning way, not in a way that's helpful, just in a thinking way.
Wow.
Yeah, that's cool. I never met another INTJ.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's so fun. We got to find out what yours is.
I know. Mine is probably like the most common one. It's like whatever you're loud and you like to be outside or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. I'm never good with those. They make me nervous for some reason. I'm like, nervous? I'm going to find out something about myself that I don't want to know after I take this little quiz online.
I'd be interested to see. I bet you'd surprise yourself. I mean, none of them are bad. They're all good.
Not. Yeah, they're not.
They're just who you are.
I think for some reason,
they're not, but
you're a bitch.
Yeah.
Be like,
women,
whoa.
it is, I think it has made it harder for me to have female friends.
Oh, interesting.
Because we have more masculine energy. Mm-hmm. And even though we're feminine, we still have more masculine energy as far as like business and just how we deal with things day to day.
Sure. Wow.
Yeah. So a girl that's like very sensitive and that doesn't sit well with me. I'm not good with that.
Interesting. Okay.
I'm not like going to console you and hug you and all that. I'm not going to do that.
Okay.
I got to explore my INTJ more. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
But now I'm fascinated.
Yeah. My life like literally made sense after that.
Wow.
It was just like, yeah.
That's cool.
For sure.
I'm obsessed.
Wow.
All right, you got a question?
Okay, yes.
I want to hear it.
So I want to know, in terms of dating, what do you think are the most commonly accepted red flags? Like things that we all know are red flags, but people are like, oh no, it's fine. It's not a big deal, but like it is.
Yeah.
I can also go first.
Gaslighting.
Wait, gaslighting?
For sure.
Okay.
Gaslighting is because you know the truth.
Yeah.
You know they're lying.
Yeah.
Right? But you can't prove it, so you go against your intuition, and then you're just like, I can't prove it. So, but you know how it makes your body feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know, like, something ain't adding up.
Why do you think people write it off as like an acceptable red flag?
I think because they don't trust their instincts.
Mm-hmm. Because you can't, and you can make yourself
you don't
be
have
like,
proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's so scary when you really start to think like what your brain can make you do too, because there are things where it's like you can make yourself believe like anything. Like we were just watching a cult documentary, and I think when you watch cult documentaries, a lot of people are like, how do these people do this? How do they get into this? But I'm
the
like,
brain is
I think
powerful.
Your brain,
Yeah, cult leaders. And
shit. Your brain is so powerful. Your brain is like, so I think it is like if you just keep telling yourself, oh, I'm the one that's wrong.
So I had an ex that used to sleep with his phone under his pillow. And I used to be like, and my body would react because I would be like, there's something not right, bro. No one does this. Like, you're being a fucking weirdo, right?
The radiation is not
I don't know.
Like,
Yeah, it feels scary.
This is weird, right? And he's like, no, I don't want it to ring, so I put it on vibrate because, I have to get up early in the morning and I don't want to miss like these phone calls and stuff like that. And so the vibration, wakes me up. And I'm like, well, you could put it on the nightstand and it's going to be louder on like the wood, or like whatever. He was like, no, this just works for me. Come to find out, he was cheating on me the whole relationship. Literally just hiding the phone because obviously other girls were texting him constantly. And so my intuition knew that there was something wrong. I knew that he was lying. I felt like he was lying, but I couldn't prove it.
Yeah.
Until I actually found out, and I was like, fuck, I should have just.
Yeah.
I knew, but I couldn't prove it.
You know what I'll say though? Listening to that story, even from the outside, I was gaslit by that.
Yeah.
I was like, that's crazy that he does that. What a weirdo. And then I truly was surprised when you said he was cheating.
Really?
I didn't even think of that. I was just listening to it and I was like, what a
What did you think
strange.
the end of the story was going to be?
Honestly, I thought she was going to be like, and he got cancer from sleeping on his phone like that.
My God,
like something
I
like,
wish. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought it was going to be like, yeah, he's really sick. It's not good for you. Don't do
Girl,
it.
no. Cheating
Man.
the whole damn time.
Wow.
I mean, I do think there's a thing where people are like, well, like sometimes people, it's like they have to have the thing that makes them allowed to leave. And sometimes you have to be like, you're allowed to leave whenever. Even if you're just like,
Yeah.
it feels weird to me you sleep with your phone on your bed. I don't know.
Deal breaker, I'm out.
That's enough. Yeah.
That's enough. Because I think some people are like, oh, I'm in a miserable relationship, but I'm waiting for like you hear so much people be like, I was relieved to hear when my like boyfriend of X many years cheated on me because I was like, finally I can go. And I was like, you could have left,
You
but it's
can
hard,
go.
but you could have left the whole time.
See, now, I mean, like, not even to sound like that, but like being 40 or like being in your 40s, I have zero tolerance because I done been through it all, right?
Yeah.
So like any little thing, I'm like, please leave me alone. Never text me again. I will never respond to your text messages. Matter of fact, I'm gonna block you.
Yeah.
Like that's where I'm at. I have
I
zero
love that.
tolerance for bullshit.
Yeah. I
Like,
think
was
that's
talking
healthy.
to this guy and I'm like right here and he's holding his phone like this and I'm like, no one holds their phone like that.
Unless it's around Christmas and you're buying me a gift.
You're blocking it. Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
just weird. And
Yeah.
I'm like, please leave.
Yeah.
I will say one
I know it's time.
red flag that I think people are too acceptable of that also has to do with the phone is I think people are too accepting of like people who are obsessed with not having social media. And I think it's really healthy and beautiful to not have social media if you're able to do that. If you like live in Kansas and like work on a farm. But like a lot of people have to have social media for their job. And I feel like I have so many female friends whose boyfriends are like, you guys are always on social media. You guys are always taking pictures. Oh, I don't have social media. I'm like, okay, well you sit on the toilet for 8 hours a day, like looking at pictures of like watching dog compilation videos on YouTube. Like it's
If
not
you're
impressive.
a man and you don't have social media, you're a cheater. You're a liar.
Really?
Totally.
Okay, and do you think not having the social media helps because then they can't be tracked?
Yeah.
Well, and then they don't have any reason to like, oh, at least I've heard. It's so different. For,
Who are you hearing this
can't
from?
see likes. You can't see their likes.
Exactly.
You can't see you literally cannot see anything. It can't be like, oh, well, he just followed this girl today. Or, they slip up and accidentally like a picture because they're like on someone. They're literally flying under the radar.
Or like I've had a lot of
Wow.
straight friends who their boyfriends have been like, there's a huge point of contention that their boyfriends won't post them on social media.
of course.
And it is like every single one of those has ended up, and they make it is like gaslighting where they are just like, you're being so, this
They're
is
like,
so
social
wild.
media
I
is
don't
not
post at all."
everything to me.
Yes, and they always
Disgusting.
end up cheating. They always end up being a cheater. 'Cause
Disgusting.
I'm like, if you wanted something so bad,
I would give you
anything.
anything.
Yeah, like if you were like, it would mean a lot for you to like post a photo of me like on the toilet every morning. I would be like, okay, like if you really want it. I don't know. If you really
Yeah.
want me to do anything, I'd do it. So I think, yeah, there are these people where they will die on the hill of like, I will not do the social media thing.
Do you know how many times? I don't pray. I'm an atheist.
Please.
But I literally have just sat there and been like, God, if you are there, you are a God. Like, if you really like made me and the world and the universe and everything, please just make me a lesbian. My life would be so much easier.
Yeah.
Like, just why? Why can't I be a lesbian? You guys just.
It's
you guys
pretty
got it
sweet.
all the way together.
It's pretty sweet. I'll say there are some absolutely out of their damn minds women as well. And if you get,
There are.
I always, I don't know. I think I have
There's a
so
lot
many
of
thoughts
shitty
on this.
women.
There's a lot of
There's a lot
shitty
of shit-
women.
It's very hard because I think I used to be like, it's all the same, but I'd never dated a man. And then my best friend dates men. And I was like, get a dating app. She'd never done dating apps. She was like, I don't want to do dating apps. I was like, do a dating app. She was like, no, I don't want to do it. I forced her one night. I was like, we're getting on a dating app. Because when you're on lesbian dating apps, it's perfect in there. It's like a perfect
It's
world.
pretty chill, yeah.
There's so many wonderful people. I get on this dating app with her, and it was like an hour we spent scrolling. Every man looked so horrifying.
It's horrifying.
Genuinely terrible. The questions they would answer, the answers were like, it was just
Just a bunch of dummies.
horrible. They were so
Yes.
stupid. And then ever so often there'd be a good one. and they would match, and then they would be like, when can you send me a nude? It was like crazy. I felt like I was in an alternate universe.
The way that straight men are obsessed with nudes as if porn doesn't exist feels unwell to me. I'm like, I guess it's flattering that you want a specific picture of that person, but they're acting like the only way for them to see a naked woman is to like get a nude specifically from you.
Well, how about you just get to know me as a person and then you can see me nude in person?
Yeah,
like real life.
Exactly.
I'm not sending out nude. The last time I sent out a nude was probably 14 years ago.
That's incredible.
Like just being young and stupid and I was like, you know what? I'm never doing this again. And I didn't.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's healthy. That's what I was, it's about, when I was 18.
You have boundaries and know what you want, know what you're going to deal with, you know? Or even receiving a dick pic for me is just, it's just so gross. It's like,
I mean, yeah, you're doing somebody a favor.
Surface level,
Yeah.
like, I don't want to see, if I genuinely care about you, I really don't care about what your dick looks like. I just want to be around you.
Well, I think an up close photo of anyone's genitals is a very specific move. I think it's, you know, it's something where you're like, whoa. Yeah. To me, it always feels like more of like an anatomical drawing from a book in high school.
It's a lot.
Than something romantic. On the opposite end of that coin, I want to know, do you think there is a green flag that people don't hype up enough?
Yeah, I think, did you guys see that that whole list of like all the restaurants that girls refuse to eat at?
Oh my God, no.
No? Okay.
What are they?
Lesbian bubbles.
I'm sorry, yeah.
That's
why we had to bring you on to educate us.
Okay, so basically there's a list. It's like Cheesecake Factory, Chili's, Fridays, or Friendly's, or whatever. Like all these chain restaurants. And it went viral because I guess a girl made it and she's like, these are places that I'm not going to, do not take me on a date here. One of them was a movie, Starbucks, a walk. And I'm like, I'll fucking go. Like, you bitches stay over there. I'll go to Cheesecake Factory, order whatever.
Where do they want to go?
We go to Cheesecake Factory like
we went on our
every other
anniversary.
week. We love cheesecake. I was shocked to hear that that's bad.
It's a thing. It's a thing that these girls are doing, right? And so the guys are basically like, we're trying to take you out on dates. Maybe we live in certain areas that don't have like 5-star restaurants and shit like that. You know, most of America, it is like Outback steakhouses and, you know, Cheesecake Factories. But yeah, it was like this whole list that went viral. And it's just like, you might actually find a nice person that just wants to take you on a date and maybe... You know, because Cheesecake Factory can add up with all the appetizers and drinks and shit. Like,
we talk about that. We're like, there's no chain restaurants anymore. Because we went to Olive Garden a couple weeks ago. It was like...
we spent $100.
Literally. I was
on
like,
a lunch.
this is like a fancy restaurant.
Not even a dinner, a lunch.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's so interesting.
Yeah. So I think a lot of women are kind of blocking their blessings, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
these
think
bitches are just fucking ungrateful out here.
Ungrateful. Truly, because
Totally.
I'm like, I also think sometimes people get so caught up in the like things like that. Where'd you go on your first date? Where does he take you out? What did you get for Christmas? And I think when I was in some bad relationships, things like that were really important to me.
Yeah.
Because I was like, well, what are you going to get me on our anniversary? Like, that's when you're going to show me how you feel about me. Whereas like, since being in like a healthy relationship, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't really care about that stuff. Like I used to be so like, where are we going to go for Valentine's Day? And I'm just like, I don't care. We can stay in. I don't care. Because I think it's like, we're there for each other 365 days of the year. So I'm like, you don't need to show up for me. I mean, it's nice to get little treats on Valentine's Day, but you don't need to like prove yourself on Valentine's Day.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to move on to audience questions?
Yeah. So these are questions from our audience. They asked if, I guess people are currently going through breakups a lot.
We got tons of questions about this. It really seems like people are not in a good way.
And they seem fresh. There are a lot of questions that are like, what do I do? Answer fast right now.
Yeah, we got a lot of really specific ones too. We're like, he's currently in the living room with my mom and I need to know how to leave him. I was like, these people are desperate for help.
Yes. So we're here to give it to you.
Okay.
So the first question is, I'm the happiest I've ever been in a relationship. Why do I still hate my ex so much?
Ooh.
This is going to be, okay. So for me, I don't believe in forgiveness if you don't want to forgive.
Oh.
So that's my philosophy. I'm very happy with still hating people because it makes me happy.
I love that.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I feel like a lot of people are like, forgiveness is gonna heal you.
Yeah.
You're gonna be better. You know. I think if it's eating away at you, where it's like affecting your life, then maybe you should try a different avenue. But I'm very comfortable with hating people from my past.
I was just wondering if you had to say, just like off the top of your head, how many people do you think you currently actively hate? Could you put a number on it?
Yes, I can.
62.
Yeah. She's fully geared up and ready to go.
But I currently hate, I would say, like really fucking hate, like hate their guts.
Yeah.
3.
Wow.
I think I'm 2.
How about you?
I feel like maybe 0. I think that I'm annoyed with a lot of people chronically, especially strangers. I find that at this point, I just turned 30. I feel like in general, I've done a good job surrounding myself with people that I have good, strong, communicative relationships with. So I find myself mostly hating strangers, but it's hard to like retain that in my mind. But I hate a lot of people like on a daily basis. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I hear that.
people that are rude, people that like don't use their turn signal, people that aren't like nice enough to the cashier at the grocery store, whatever. Like I hate all those people, but I can't remember them. But people I know, I feel like I like don't. I feel like a lot of the
you have
people
high standards for your friends.
I do have high standards for my friends. And I think a lot of people that I used to hate, my feelings toward them have shifted to like pity. I think
forgiveness is hard though, because I will hear a lot of people be like, I forgive you, but I forgive this person, but I'm never going to talk to them again. And I will not forget what they did. And I'm like,
Yeah, they're being in denial. You fucking hate that person. It's okay.
Because just saying the word forgiveness doesn't really like do anything.
I think society put in, I don't mean to get into like political or like religion and shit like that, but like, I feel like a lot of us have been indoctrinated into like Christianity, especially in America.
Yeah.
And we've lived through that our whole lives, and so hearing something else makes us feel uncomfortable. Like you can't say this. You hate people.
Yeah,
but like it's a genuine feeling that I just have for 3 people that I don't wish them well.
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way for vengeance.
Yeah.
You know, I don't live my life. I don't think about them to the point where like I'm going to do this because of them.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I'm very comfortable with not ever liking them in my life. Yeah. And I think that's okay.
I think that's really healthy.
Yeah.
Because I also think then you get a lot of people who are, like you both were saying, like you get these people who are like, I don't know, I feel like you see it a lot of times with religious people, with gay people. They're like, well, I don't hate gay people because it's bad to say that you hate someone. But I'm like, no, you do hate gay people. You like don't want me to be able to like have rights or like go outside. And that is what hate is, I feel like. Yeah. So I think that's like good. I'm like, if you hate, just be honest about it.
Yeah, but like she just said, it's like, I don't really like hate them, but like it's like it's okay. Just say that you hate them.
Yeah.
Because the only people maybe it's really just one person.
I'm desperate to know who it is.
I'll tell you after. I think I really only, because I think it is the like, do I wish them well? And I think there's only one person that I'm like, I don't give a fuck what happens to you. And I think maybe that's because even the other people I'm thinking, I'm like, no, I don't want anything bad. I don't want anything bad to happen to anyone, I guess. But I do wish them well. I think the only person I really hate is someone who's like truly wronged me in a way that I was like, you are evil. Like you actually were like, I want to inflict harm on you.
Oh, I know who it is.
You were
but that's what I'm saying. And I feel like people don't really have these conversations, right? Because it's frowned upon.
Yeah.
And you don't wish them ill will.
Yeah.
But they got, hit by a car, you wouldn't be mad.
Yeah. I'm not driving it, but I would.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. But it's like, it's normal. It's normal to have those feelings, and people just don't want to be honest anymore because it's like, I'm not a hater. I'm not this. I'm not that. It's like, no, sometimes there's really evil, disgusting, vile fucking people in this world, and they don't deserve empathy.
Yeah.
That's just how I feel.
Yeah.
I think that's smart, and I think that's good, and I think that's true. And I'm going to start hating more people.
Yeah,
this has honestly inspired me. This has really inspired me to take stock.
Go with your true feelings.
Exactly.
Whatever they are. You know?
I was going to ask, because I know you said you're introverted, and I'm introverted, and I do think sometimes I will cut people out is too much because I don't really often cut people out. But I think it's harder when you're introverted because I have such limited space for people in my life. Yeah. So I'm like, I have like so many people in my life I adore that I'm still struggling to like see once a month. Like I am like, oh, we got to schedule a dinner. I like genuinely miss you. I want to see you. So sometimes if someone is, I don't have anyone in my life who's annoying me that much because I'm like, you would just be, I could not make time for you because I'm already so drained socially. I don't know if you relate to that, but
I completely relate to that. And like I said earlier, I literally will cut you out of my life like I never knew you.
Yeah.
Like that's just how I am. If you're coming into my life with some bullshit, or I don't care if I've known you for 20 years, right? If I can ask myself the question of if I met this person right now, would I make them my friend?
Yeah.
And the answer is no. See you later.
Because it's so hard.
That makes a lot of sense, but people don't do that.
No, because a lot of people be like, oh, I've known her for 20 years, man. I mean, what am I going to do? She's in my
She's
life
the biggest
forever.
bitch in the world, but what am I supposed to do?
Like, it's just 20 years of friendship out the door. It's like, no. Would you make her your friend right this second if you just walked past her and met her right now? The answer is no. Fucking get rid of them.
Yes. It's so hard because that it's like friendship. There's no like friendship breakups. It's always like, well, they have to do something really bad.
Crazy, yeah.
Because you don't like with a partner, unless you're non-monogamous, you get one partner. So it makes sense to be like, well, I don't like you. You're kind of rude to me.
It's not a good fit.
So we have to move on. But it is hard to like tell a friend, like, I could hang out with you, but I just would rather not ever see you again.
Yeah.
It's really hard, but I think we need to like normalize it more because I do think friend breakups, I know so many people who they'll get married and like their bridesmaids, they're like going through them. They're like, well, I haven't like seen her in 5 years and I don't like her. Right. And she's like kind of homophobic and she's kind of annoying, but she's like, you know, my friend from high school. So I have
and she'll be mad if I don't have her as my bridesmaid.
Fuck
Like,
that.
No.
Fuck that. Don't.
Yeah.
wow. Okay, I feel like this is a good question for you because I feel like you're very in touch with your feelings, which is truly incredible. In the aftermath of a breakup, how can you objectively reflect on your own behavior and see like maybe what you did wrong in the situation?
Yeah, I do that all the time. I think you can take accountability, but also don't create accountability if it's not there. And I think a lot of people do that. My assistant did that in his previous relationship. And he's like, well, you know, he did this to me and I did yell at him for that. And I'm like, that's reactive. So just because you yelled at something that he initially did, that's not your fault. You can't really take accountability for that because at the end of the day, it was just a natural emotion based off of what he did initially. You know
I
what
think that's hard because you'll also, especially if you're in a situation where someone's like gaslighting you a lot or a lot of things, people will be like, well, they were doing all this stuff, but I was acting kind of insane. And I'm like, well, that's hard because like that's a natural reaction to being like gaslit. Was I?
No, not you.
It's like, yeah, I was being insane.
Well, here's the thing. It's called reactive abuse.
Yeah.
Right? So someone's gaslighting you, manipulating you, you know, throwing off your central nervous system constantly, right? Then you have anxiety, you're not sleeping the same, you know, you're paranoid and all these things. So you start reacting to their abuse, even if it's psychological or mental or emotional. They're not like beating you up physically.
Yeah.
And then they point the finger at you.
Yeah.
You know, and then you're like, I'll take accountability for that. It's like, no, I'm not taking accountability for that because I was initially abused. I reacted to your abuse and now you're gaslighting me and making me feel like it's my fault.
Yeah.
This is making me be like, our relationship's a cult because this it's like, you know, you're not sleeping, you're not whatever, you're being reactive. I'm like, those are all
I think
kind of
bad
like,
relationships.
they feel like cult tactics.
It's really like that for the heteros. It's really bad out here.
Wow.
It's terrible.
That's actually really scary.
I will say, obviously this is a general statement, but I do feel like we were saying lesbians can be bad too. But I will say you can see, I feel like sometimes you can see a bad lesbian from a mile away a little bit.
Yeah, I think men are a little better about being deceptive about whether or not they're good or bad. And I also think the bar for men in general is very low for most things. So I think, you know, a lot of times when you're meeting a woman, she probably has a job, she probably has a bed frame, she probably, you know, like things that a lot, like, you know what I mean? Like,
that's why I'm telling you guys, I literally hope and wish that I could just wake up a lesbian one day.
Listen,
We'll pray.
We'll pray for you.
It's like, oh my God, I just don't want to deal with men.
If you woke up tomorrow, you were a lesbian.
Oh, yeah.
Who is the first woman you're DMing?
Fuck, I never thought about that.
Yeah. This is your first step to becoming gayer.
Yeah,
you wake up, you say,
out, in a couple of weeks we see a thing that's like Amber Rose, new girlfriend.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
I think I need to just do it, you know?
Hey, listen, I say don't knock it till you try it. Put yourself out there.
Just do it. I have to cut my nails, don't I?
No.
I could strap on.
You
too.
could.
Absolutely.
But also
and
you
look at
could
you.
make
You're
fun.
already finding different ways to do it to
looks like
accommodate your partner. I don't know. It's just, we're laying out your options for you.
I can't think of anyone like per se, but probably, I don't know. I guess like an ideal situation for me would be someone that like we can, share shoes and clothes and, go get our nails done together and like, I don't know, just have a girlfriend that's like my BFF, but like we also fuck, I guess.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So who is it? Who are you DMing?
That's tough.
This is your female celebrity crush.
She's listening now.
Yeah, she's watching this podcast.
You know what? I'm going to get in the car after this podcast and be like, fuck, I should have said that.
Who would you do, Jordan? Well, yes, you are.
What?
Who would you do?
This feels like a test. No, but if I woke up tomorrow and was a lesbian?
Right. So I guess if you're in the situation you're in now, okay. If
You're asking me who,
any
okay.
Or like a
Celebrity.
celebrity, right?
What?
No?
Yeah, any celebrity you could date.
Lucy Liu.
Okay, that's a good one.
Incredible. Beautiful. She makes art now.
What?
She's an artist now. She's
Really?
an actor. She's an artist now. Yeah, she makes kind of like sapphic art.
Oh my God.
She's bisexual.
What?
She's beautiful.
Wow.
Rich.
Lucy Liu's hot.
What
Man,
more could
wait
you
a
want?
minute. What'd you
How
say?
about
Oh my God. Okay. Why do I feel like I like have this answer and I'm like every
I know.
celebrity is running for my brain. I would marry.
That's
No, it's
not the
supposed to be
question.
me.
Unless the answer is me.
Maybe Clea Duvall.
That's fun. That's
Do you
very
know Clea
classic.
Duvall?
No.
She's a lesbian.
She was a star of But I'm a Cheerleader. Did you ever see that?
No.
It's
like a
very
famous
fun.
lesbian movie.
It's a comedy, but it
Oh,
takes place. It's with
yes.
Natasha Lyonne.
Natasha Lyonne. RuPaul. It was like one of the first things
I
RuPaul
saw
ever
that.
did.
Wait, which one?
Where it's like takes place at a conversion camp, but it's a
Oh,
comedy.
the one with the bob.
She's like
Yes.
the more like gothy one.
She is like very greasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's hot.
yeah. And
Yeah,
she's
she's
cool.
hot.
She's
Yeah.
rich.
And
she,
rich.
She directs. I would love to date someone really rich, I
Yeah,
think.
she's really hot. She's always been hot.
Yeah. Or I always say Keke Palmer, but Keke
We both
Palmer's
love
not,
Keke
I don't think
Palmer,
Keke
yeah.
Palmer's
Keke
gay.
Palmer's hot.
Keke Palmer is
Palmer's
extremely hot.
Yeah.
We love and funny and seems so nice.
Yeah.
We both would definitely like if Keke Palmer, and this would be an alternate universe where we had full control over everyone's feelings, but if she wanted to be in a throuple with us, I think
would do it.
Say yes.
Tight.
We would
But
do
it probably would be bad. I think she'd be uncomfortable because it would just be Jordan and I being like,
obsessed
"We
with her.
love you." Please, can we?
She'd be like,
eat
you guys should
dinner?"
go do something together. We'd be like, no, we just want to look at you.
That's so cute.
Okay, can you actually stay friends with your ex? Do you think that's a good thing to do?
This is a difficult question. Usually I would say no,
Yeah.
but my ex-husband, I love him to death,
Oh,
and
that's
we're
wonderful.
friends. But we have a child together.
Sure.
So it almost forces us to be close.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you had to probably be like, we have to figure something out.
well, yeah, I mean, definitely the co-parenting thing is cool, but it is kind of different because it's like, hey, my birthday party's coming up. Like, are you gonna come? And I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. But like, he has a whole girlfriend in a situation, but it's like, I'm Bash's mom and I'm here and we're friends and like,
Yeah.
But I don't think if I didn't have a child, it probably wouldn't be that way because I'm usually just, let me just move on with my life and you go do your thing. I never want to, make it murky in any way.
Now, one thing that some of our fans wanted to know was, how do you keep yourself from comparing yourself to the next person, your ex dates? And how do you keep yourself from that thing of being like, oh, well, who's like winning the breakup?
Well, all of my exes are equally shitty, so I just feel bad for the next girl.
Yeah, Yeah, you're just comparing being like, I'm in a great place.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
so
like, girl,
sorry.
I'm so sorry for you. Like, I wish you the best, sis.
You're like, I'm absolutely winning. No question.
Yeah, there's not even a question at all.
Wow, it really does seem like you're winning. It seems like you're doing really well.
I'm doing amazing.
I love that.
We're so excited. Well, this is so fun. Thank you for being vulnerable and talking all things dating with us.
Yeah.
I feel like if I got all my dating advice from you, I was going to say I'd be in a really good place, but I am in a good place for now. I am already.
We have a lot of things to unpack after this podcast.
This episode, you want to date Lucy Liu?
Yeah.
What was my thing?
Don't turn this on me. You're just like, if I could marry any, I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, remember, we're going to work on hating people
And I'm
more.
going to hate people a lot more. I really do. That's my big takeaway from this episode, other than like, you're very sweet and fun and I like you a lot. Yeah. And it confirmed the feelings I already had about you, is that.
Well, maybe I'll replace Keke Palmer.
Yes.
Later.
Amber's
Amber's
going to
gonna get in the
regret saying that.
car.
We're going to
Yeah.
be texting you after this being like, hey, Amber.
Yeah, you're gonna get in the car and be like, oh, Jordan and Kendahl, they're my celebrity lesbian crush.
Right.
I'm gonna hate more people. I think that's really smart and really honest and really good. And I think we could all move through the world in a much healthier way if we all just hate it a little more.
Well, because the thing is, it doesn't change anything for that other person. It's like whether or not there's a person I don't like that I'm being like, to you being like, I don't hate them, I wish them well, versus being like, screw that person, I hate them. They don't know any of that's happening. So it's just how you're allowing yourself to like feel those things.
Because imagine being forced to forgive someone that hurts you so deeply.
it's sick.
That's fucking worse than hating. I want to hate you forever.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I don't care.
Okay, so other than hate, is there anything you'd like to plug?
Yeah. I want to plug my podcast. I hope they're not listening, with Amber Rose. I did an interview with Lucian Greaves, the head of the Satanic Temple.
Yeah.
So a lot of my podcast is very controversial. We get into some really deep shit.
That's cool.
And I just find people interesting, or interesting people interesting.
Yeah.
And I just want to pick their brain and just ask them a bunch of cool shit, and like, how do you feel about this? Why do you feel like you get this type of shit in the media? And I'm not really talking to anyone like in Hollywood, like no celebrity. Well, although they're kind of celebrities, but not Hollywood celebrities. I want to talk to, my next interview is with a woman that she I forget what it's called, but she deals with people that are dying.
Oh, okay.
And she talks them through like the dying process.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
And
She like works with like hospice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Is it like a death doula?
Yes.
Wow.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And I feel like there's no one in mainstream like having those conversations.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so-
I think it can very quickly become just a bunch of people who like have followings or have whatever, just kind of like talking. But I think it's always so interesting to interview like someone who does a thing that none of us know about. And we're like, that's such a different perspective.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just really, well, INTJ. We were just interested.
INTJ.
I gotta get in on this convo. I gotta find out what I am.
Interested in, I don't know. I just find things interesting.
Oh, well, we're so excited to listen to your podcast, and you have your new YouTube channel, which I've already binged and is so fun.
Thank you.
And it's just like a good energy, YouTube channel. Like I feel like when I was watching the videos, I'm like, these are so positive and fun. And your son's in some of them. He's so cute.
Very cute.
Very fun. So yeah, we just appreciate you coming, and we're so excited to have you here. And it was so nice to talk to you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Happy Wife, Happy Life.
Make sure to subscribe and check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and Patreon.
Because if you don't, you will never find love.
That's not a threat. That's a promise.